If you're a realtor trying to stand out in today's market, you don't need to hire a full-time graphic designer. You need Etsy and Canva. And this is how I built my brand from scratch. I didn't have a marketing team. I didn't spend thousands on branding. I found a pre-made Etsy template, customized it in Canva, and built a brand that now drives leads and confidence every single day. Whether you're a new agent just getting started or a veteran who needs to refresh your look, Etsy and Canva are the fastest, easiest, and most affordable ways to create a brand that actually looks like you belong at the top of your market. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it step by step. A little background about myself. When I started getting into real estate, I knew that I needed to create a brand to be able to stand out. With most of us in major markets, I have 15,000 other agents here in Vancouver. I knew that I need to differentiate myself from others, not do the same thing, and be able to execute a brand that has recognition. And when I was looking at the best and easiest ways to do it, I checked in with some brand designers, I checked in with some marketing companies, and they're wanting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And as a new agent, that is just something that you don't have a budget for. And when I was doing my research, I stumbled upon Etsy. And that was definitely a massive, massive game changer in being able to start having a nice, concise brand. I knew the colors that I wanted to work with, and essentially within Etsy itself, you can buy these brand templates that drag into Canva, and then you can update it with photos and your colors and your logo, and it's all really, really easy. And to show you a real world example here on screen, as you can see, I have my home seller's guide. And again, this is bought from Etsy. I put in, this is a photo of Vancouver, put in my branding colors, but something like this here obviously goes a step above what people usually have. They have something that's very templated. It doesn't look great. And I actually did this several years ago where all his text in here, I spent months, not weeks, but months writing all this stuff out. Now with ChatGPT, you could just go into there and ask a prompt for a full, robust seller and buyer's guide specific to your market, so specific to your niche market, and it will spit something out for you in 30 seconds, and then it's all copy and paste. You'll see here as I am going through this and why branding isn't with the brand. And as you can see, as I go through this, it is important to note that you'll notice that there's a lot of high quality photos. These are from listings of mine. These are from photos of mine. One thing with branding, once you have a listing, you really, really need to use it to your advantage. And what do I mean by that? Don't just take property photos of the property itself. Get some lifestyle photos of you so you can begin to populate marketing materials like this to make it something different. In most buyer and seller guides, you can see here, there's 2 photos of myself here. It's just going to be something templated about an area, and not too many people have multiple different types of photos. I mean, even on the bottom here, you can see Kyle Mark Real Estate Group. I made this simple logo just in Canva as well. So make sure, that's my number 1 pro tip. Once you have a listing, you got to squeeze everything out of it. Make sure that you're going out and getting some lifestyle photos so that when you build these guides out, you do have multiple different photos from your listings in here as a whole. I'm going to jump over to my Instagram page here. And if you want to follow along, I'm at kylemark.realestategroup. But when we come to a brand, you're going to see that as I scroll down through my Instagram here, you'll see again, just all these photos of myself in these different listings and these different properties. And it just really helps to show that you are an authority. It shows people that you are busy. It shows people that you have a higher quality of care and production. And this has gotten me a lot of deals just from people seeing that I have a more upscale brand. I'm doing something different. And even with all these photos, little things like another pro tip, I use an app called Tezza, and I make sure that every photo goes through a specific filter. So all these photos here have the same sort of vibe in terms of the color combinations here. And then with these templates here for my reels, when it pops up on people's screen, it gives them a little bit of information. So when they scroll my page, it may let them look at some of these older posts that usually go into the abyss. But when you can have a little bit of a thumbnail and people start to look through these, they'll know what to look at as well. And again, this was just a template. I went into Canva, I looked up a reel cover, and then I just put in my branding and something that I felt would really suit my needs. And the other thing, I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. you always want to adjust things and change things. And as I scroll down here, I played around with some of these thumbnails until I found something that worked. And you can see that I actually post a lot on my social page. That's in another video just talking about being top of mind. But as I scroll down here, you're going to see that some of my thumbnails begin to change. And that's one thing that I think too many realtors fall into a situation where they don't want to level up. They stay with the same thing over and over again, and they don't change something if it's not working. So as you can see here, I was trying a little bit here with some gold font, and I was feeling like some of the font colors weren't popping out, and you can see I've changed it a couple times. So here you can see that everything was quite bold in the gold and the black. I then changed it to, back to the gold with the smaller font here, not bolded. And then I found that it wasn't popping off the screen. So if people were coming to my page, I felt like the red just popped a little bit more. So you can see in a short period of time, I was playing around with some stuff that I felt that worked really well with my channel. And then I changed this space here. But again, this is all stuff that you can do very easily within Canva. If you have these templates, it's really, really easy to do that. If you're a brand new agent, someone wants to change something and you don't feel like you're artistic, you just come into Etsy and just go real estate templates, and you're going to be blown away with what you can buy here. So you can see here, and they'll have some sales. This one here says actually 30,000 plus real estate templates for $32, a 75% off sale. This one here, this one says 56,000 with Canva. This one also 70% off, 52. So let's just say we go to this one. So what's really cool is you can go into Etsy here. It's going to show you a video of what you have. So you can see that these are some of the templates, how easy it is just to change the colors, drag your photos in, change the name. And then you can kind of look around and see what fits your kind of aesthetic. So you can see here, I would say this is a little bit more feminine in terms of the product here, but you can see the color scheme here, how things are kind of laid out. There's social, vertical post, horizontal post, preparing to buy, all these items here. And you can go down and look at the reviews here as well. So you can see the 5-star reviews when they were bought. So you can see if this is something that may be a fit for you. But this one here has, Facebook covers and Instagram highlights, a ready to print open house and postcards, a whole calendar for people wanting to, do things with the dates, maintenance packages. What else here? Buyer and seller guides, market updates. So you can buy something like this for $30. You have unlimited templates here. And now it's just up to you to bring it into Canva and just, change the colors, put your photos in. With our brokerage here at EXP, you actually get a free Canva Pro account. So then you can go and you don't have to pay anything extra, and you have all those features as well. So you can make your way through here and see something that looks good. There's a luxury one here. You can take a look at this one to see how they are, a section how they do their testimonials, why our templates, and all, very good descriptors here. So this is more of a black and white aesthetic, a little bit different than the other one, a little bit more refined. So depending on what your vibe is and how you want to do it, you can definitely take a look at it. Again, this one has a 79 reviews, 4.9 out of 5, and a nice ranking system. So this is definitely what I did. I'm not going to be able to find my specific template on that seller's guide. Maybe it's still in here, but that was about 4 years ago. But you'll be able to find something in here. And then once you have something that you found and you purchased, you just open up the file. They'll open it up right in here in Canva, and then you're going to be able to be ready to rock. I'm going to show you a little bit of my back end of my Canva on how things, how I operate. So I'll have a bunch of these templates here where I can just drag stuff in. But for example, this is my home seller's guide that we just went over. And to show you how easy it is, you have your logo here. Obviously on the left-hand corner, you have your upload. So you can just drag stuff in. It's that easy. They'll have all these boxes here. If you don't like the gold, hey, my font's black. Just like that, a quick little change. You can go through this stuff very, very quickly. You can change your text, swap in new photos. If all of a sudden your headshots, I have a mustache now and I have glasses, so it may be time to update some of these photos now. But it's just this easy to be able to change things up. And on the bottom left here, you're going to see this is what I talk about here when I have a new listing. So this is a recent listing of mine, and all here are just a ton of photos, like different lifestyle photos that I have that I can use into my marketing materials. There's one here. This is another listing of mine where I had some more photos as well. And this is just creating a stockpile. I have literally thousands of photos of myself. There's already a photographer there, take advantage of it. And obviously I have, these are the listing photos of that particular listing here. And then I will get some photos of me. So again, this was another one. You have the typical photos of a beautiful home, and then pair it with some lifestyle photos of yourself here. So when I go through and I'm creating thumbnails or marketing materials such as this, listing presentations, buyer seller guides, you know, if there's something, for example, I look at this one, I said, hey, you know, maybe it's time for me to swap this out, something that resonates more with me. I just take one of these photos, I pop it into here. Maybe you want to frame it, you know, frame it a little bit better, however you may look. And then boom, it's just that easy. I just updated it. It looks a little bit more similar to how I look now. And it's very easy, drag and drop in here as well. And I can show you, I mean, these are a couple of my folders here, but I have another one because I've been doing this for quite some time. Just unending photos of both in horizontal, vertical, depending on what application I need. I have so many in here, and then that really helps me, especially when I do my Instagram covers. For example, that you saw here. So I have my Instagram thumbnail here saved in Canva. And all I need to do here, if I want to do a photo about myself, and you know, depending on what the subject matter is, and I'll pull something out from here, drag it in here, and we're done. So you know, value boost or whatever the title may be, bring in a photo. That's done. It's already in the same parameters and the same size dynamics, and it's really easy to roll. So these are a couple of my tips here. Head over to Etsy, find a brand kit, upload it into Canva. You should have a Canva Pro account. It's well worth it. There's a lot of features in there. And then you'll have these templates that you can start to change and frame. And then you can start having a very consistent brand when people come to your profile to show you that you are an authority. And I do have a video on high note as well. And if you're wanting to take things to the next level, you can check out that video. But then once you start having more and more content with your brand, you can start building out some of these more robust buyer blueprints, seller blueprints, things of that nature. And you'll see all a theme here. This is all professional. These are all my photos in here making something work. And at the end of the day, your brand is your first impression. And in real estate, that impression has to say confidence, authority, and trust. And Etsy gives you the tools, Canva gives you the flexibility, and together they let you design like a pro and to save you cost, not needing a graphic designer with a massive budget. So whether you're just starting your career or you've been in the business for years, it's time to ditch the outdated marketing, invest in your brand, and start showing up online with the same confidence you bring to every single meeting. Because in this business, your brand isn't optional, it is your edge. And if you're needing help with branding, with social media, book into my calendar. The QR code's on the screen, the link's in the description below. Would love to be able to help you with that. Our organization has unending training that is all for free. We don't take any other team splits, and we're here to help you grow your business.